I just changed the time on this 6:05 p.m. June 22nd, 2025. Number one point, I'm on gravel road here. Number one point I want to make is, if anybody in Fairbank or around Fairbank or Fayette County got rich and since March of 2024, they're likely involved in stealing my valuable stones. I've had no friends since 2016. Anybody claiming they're involved with me and the rocks that I gather, those are criminals. They're stealing my stones. They've broken into my vehicle at least 41 times to steal stones specifically since March of 2024. First, it was my Prius, then it was my white Chevy Express van, then I traded that November 11th, 2024, and I was in my F-350, and then now I'm in the black Ford Explorer, 10.7-inch hands. That's what I was trying to show there before. Attached to my hand and my arm. Okay, so there's that. I don't have any connection to anyone around here other than my parents since 2017, and that was my brother, who I had very little communication with prior to 2017. This is 93.9 is Northeast Country Moose, I guess, is the... I go through all radio channels, so here we go again, 92.3. Another country channel, 92.3. Northeast Iowa. K92.3. Okay, just showing. This is the local NPR station, Iowa Public Radio, 90.9. I go through all the channels, so I'm not listening to one thing ever, but that's that. Okay, so whoever it is that's claiming any connection to me or got rich around here since March 2024 is likely in on thieving the rubies, diamonds, and sapphires that I've gathered out of my parents' field. I don't know who they are. Anybody that's come up with valuable stones since March of 2024, no one hunted for these kind of stones around here before. And I think it's rare that the property my parents have these stones. So if anybody's coming up with them, they're stealing them. As indicated, they're taking them around the world, or they were like taking documentation of my stones and claiming they're from around the world. No, they're all from the same property. It's because of glaciation. It was pushed down here, and then ancient rivers, thousands of years old, when they used to be much bigger, dropped these stones at certain places on my parents' property. They're all in, areas that are hills that are at a specific height on the hills. They were put here naturally. They were not dropped here. There might have been a few that, I know the criminals throw some of theirs on there to make it look like I'm stealing their stones. I haven't been on anyone else's property. I haven't taken stones off anyone's property. I haven't stolen any stones, and I haven't bought any stones. And I haven't sold any stones. They stole my most valuable ones again out of this bag. And I've replaced some of them by going out and getting this yellow diamond or sapphire and other rocks. This one is either, again, an impact diamond, more than likely is what it is. It's too heavy to be a citrine, so again, it's got the markings of the those impact diamonds that I found around here a lot. So that's some of the other stones. And here's this one's again similar to this yellow one I just showed. This is the one I showed before. But there's other stones in here too. Ones I had at my parents' place yesterday. I was out in the field again. I had left a little bit ago, and I put that on my x.com/WADS2ND. That's my only social media again, right there. I have not used Facebook in 4 years. I've said this over and over and over again. I have no connection to anyone who rides motorcycle since 2005. Any of those people that ride motorcycle that have claimed any connection to me are criminal thieves in on stealing my valuable stones. Follow their money trail. I want them all arrested and thrown in prison. I've not been outside Iowa in 2025 at all. I am Wade Allen Heineman, 53 years old. Despite some of my photos, I look younger. Yes, I look younger than some people. I haven't had alcohol in 3 years. Never been into drugs. Wasn't heavy into alcohol before 3 years ago. Certain times in my life I drank heavy on the weekends. 2017 was one of those years because it was the first year I was totally alone with no friends, no girlfriend, no nothing, by myself. It was hard to deal with that situation. I didn't deal with it before. Since that time, I've still been alone for 8 years now. Absolutely no friends. Absolutely nobody had sex with or physical or sexual contact with. And I will never, ever be with a male. I've never been with a male, and I never will be. Those are all staged lies throughout my life, and especially in the last 8 years by unknown criminals. I have no connection to any black, Hispanic, or Latino person since 2006. No one that speaks Spanish. Any of those people are criminals breaking in and thieving, or thieving some aspect of my life and making it seem I have a connection to them I don't have. I don't have any connection to any white people other than my parents since 2017 either. So all those people that are claiming some kind of interaction, connection to me, communications, those are all criminal frauds. I have not worked for anyone since April 2018. Nobody. This is not AI. This is my voice, as always, on my YouTube. It is my voice. I don't use AI for anything. The only thing that I use AI for is I'll do a Google search, and Google has integrated their Gemini AI into the Google search. So it's the same thing as it was before, only they've expanded their answers on Google search so that the Gemini thing comes up. 90% of the time Gemini will give you a recap of whatever, a summary of whatever you searched for, which is helpful, but that's the extent to which AI is helpful to me, is the Gemini search. I don't do anything else with AI. Never have. No connection to AI. No connection to anybody that had an AI. No connection to Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or Jeff Bezos, or Donald Trump, or any former president. Many famous people have been indicated that I had some communication or connection to them in some way. No, nobody. I don't specifically support anyone. I, again, voted for Donald Trump in 2016. I continue to post about certain things that I like or don't like, and I definitely don't like the attack, the unprovoked attack on Iran. There are many countries in the world are not going to allow Iran to be destroyed. Russia, China, Turkey, Pakistan, all nuclear countries that are not going to allow them to be destroyed. And, provoking an attack on a country that hasn't done anything to you and has been a peaceful neighbor to everyone around it, unlike Israel, who has attacked almost every neighbor around it and destroyed their countries in many cases. Iran's a peaceful neighbor compared to that. In comparison to Israel, Iran is like a saint militarily. Israel would be considered a terrorist country if anybody's looking at it from a unbiased perspective. Wade Allen Heineman, I'm going to sign off here again. My father just came out and told me I didn't want me to park, just onto the field there, even though it's just grass. He picks politics over his own son, and I suspect he's helping out, or he's somehow politically, the people that are stealing from me he favors them, which, someone that'll destroy their own family over politics is, figure it out for yourself. But June 22nd, 2025, 6:05 p.m. He has no reaction, or he's looking away a lot of times when I'm talking about people breaking into my vehicle and stealing things. So, Wade Allen Heineman, 53 years old, never been in the military, never been married, Not ridden a motorcycle since 1996. Not known anybody that rode a motorcycle since 2005. Those are all thieves. Follow the money trail. I want them arrested and thrown in prison. Not been on a plane or jet since 2011. I'm a male heterosexual, always and forever. Fathered a child in 1995. His name's Austin. Pale white skin. I do not have a mixed race black child. That's been indicated. There's a criminal fraud with a skinny black guy with fuzzy hair that claims to be my child. That is not my child. It's just a fraud. Just like anyone else that's over 6 foot tall that claims to be my child is not my son. He is under 6 foot tall. So his name's Austin, but he does never use the last name Heineman or Ricky. He's never used those last names. I do have a cousin that has a son named Austin who's similar age, but that is not my son. And there's an Austin with my last name in Nebraska. That is not my son either. That is someone that's never been associated with me. If he claims so, he's criminal. Don't know who he is. Signing off. June 22nd, 2025.